A dangerous alien threatens to destroy Earth, and the only hope lies with the school's least successful students. A weird alien that defeated the soldiers becomes an unexpected high school teacher. Its appearance is a bizarre mix of an octopus and Pac-Man. It takes attendance as if it were a normal class. However, the students are armed with weapons to take down the mysterious teacher. It all began when they entered their final year of school. They belonged to Class 3E, a class consisting of the lowest performing students in Kunugigaoka School. In contrast, Class A was the elite, destined for a bright future. As punishment for their poor grades, Class E was isolated in an abandoned building. The principal's reasoning was to keep them from affecting other students. When they enter their classroom, they are in for a big surprise. Their new teacher is revealed to be an alien responsible for damaging the moon and threatening Earth. TadaomiKarasuma, a member of Japan's Ministry of Defense, informs them of their mission. The students must eliminate the alien before graduation, or the planet faces destruction. However, there's a significant challenge. The alien is incredibly fast, and even trained agents couldn't land a hit. The yellow creature claims to have made a deal with the government. It will become Class E's teacher and doesn't mind being killed by them. Tadaomi introduces special bullets and knives, harmless to humans but lethal to the alien. To prove it, the teacher shoots himself in the tentacle, shocking the students. The creature quickly regenerates, a new limb growing in place of the lost one. The agent reveals that nobody knows why the alien made this deal, but they are safe, as the teacher vowed not to harm them. Furthermore, a reward of 10 billion yen, equivalent to $77 million, is offered to whoever eliminates the alien and saves the Earth. Tadaomi becomes the assistant teacher to train the students. Another teacher, Irina Jelovic, is hired to teach English, but she attempts to eliminate the creature with a minigun but fails. During class breaks, Tadaomi trains the students, improving their combat skills gradually. One student, Nagisa, studies the teacher's weaknesses and even notices how the teacher's face changes color with mood swings. One day, 3 classmates pressure Nagisa to join a plan to take down the alien. Despite feeling it's too early, Nagisa reluctantly agrees. As the class proceeds, Nagisa attempts to attack the alien with a hidden knife, but the attack fails. An explosion occurs when his classmates attempt to kill the alien with rubber bullets, but they soon discover the creature is unharmed and hiding above. It all thanks to its monthly skin change, which protects it. The alien, furious at the risk to Nagisa's life, warns the students not to endanger their peers again. The alien was previously nameless, but later is given the name Koro sensei by the students. Later that day, the students trap Koro sensei in a basketball hoop. Irina arrives and gets puzzled by the situation. As they attempt to shoot the alien, he escapes to the school's rooftop. On the same day, a new student named Akabane Karma joins the class after being suspended from Class A due to violent behavior. The young boy attaches some anti-teacher material to his right hand to test it when he meets his new sensei. The next day, he surprises Koro sensei by placing a stabbed octopus on the teacher's desk. Karma, the boy, apologies, thinking he had killed his teacher. Koro sensei, the alien, decides to demonstrate the power of his tentacles. He starts by using the octopus to make takoyaki, offering some to Karma. He also attaches fake nails to Karma. Later, on his way home, Nagisa recalls an incident from his time in Class A. After a fight, the principal reassured Karma that he'd always stand by his side, even though Karma frequently got into fights. Nagisa overhears this conversation and learns that despite being strange, Koro sensei is a good teacher. However, they are still ordered to kill him. Koro sensei appears and encourages the students to improve their combat skills. Karma questions if the teacher would risk his life to protect a student. Koro sensei agrees, and Karma makes a drastic decision. He pulls out a gun and jumps off a cliff. He intends to shoot Koro sensei as he tries to save him during the fall. Karma reflects on the day he confronted bullies who were mistreating a classmate. The principal disapproved of his actions, leading to his transfer to Class E. However, Koro sensei uses his tentacles to save Karma during the fall, preventing him from being killed. Meanwhile, at the Ministry of Defense, the president discusses the ongoing attacks on Japan since the arrival of the aliens. They decide to send a new student, a robot with artificial intelligence, to eliminate Koro sensei without harming students. The robot begins its attacks but faces resistance from the students. The robot learns and evolves, increasing its chances of hitting Koro sensei to 90%. The students, fed up with the disruptions, chain the robot to prevent it from using its weapons. Koro sensei provides data about the students to help the robot understand its classmates better. The robot, now named Ritsu, decides to cooperate and work as a team. A new student, Itona Horaibi, arrives, challenging Koro-sensei to a battle. During the fight, Itona reveals his own tentacles. Koro-sensei dodges his attacks and eventually uses a rubber knife to weaken Itona, sending him out of the classroom. The boy remained unharmed as the professor's skin protected him, but he was out of the fight, resulting in his loss. Shiro then takes his disciple and promises to return soon before leaving. At the end of class, Nagisa and Kayano approach the teacher to inquire why he chose to become the teacher for Class E. Koro-sensei explains that he did it to fulfill a promise, though he couldn't reveal the details or the person involved. Nagisa asks if there was anything they could do to eventually eliminate the alien professor. In response, Koro-sensei suggests that they spend the weekend at school for additional study, with him staying there as well. This opportunity is presented as a chance for the students to work towards eliminating him. The class agrees, and this weekend study session is named the Assassination Training Camp. Koro-sensei, using his incredible speed, provides individualized lessons to each student to help them with their weakest subjects. That evening, Tadaomi receives a call informing him of the arrival of a new coach the following morning. The next day, Takaoka Akira arrives as the new coach for Class E, and he initially appears friendly, bringing breakfast for the students. Irina informed Tadaomi about Takaoka's teaching method, which involved initially building a close bond with students before resorting to dictatorship and violence. During training on the second day, Takaoka orders the students to run 20 laps, and Kanzaki becomes ill and collapses. When she expresses her desire to train with Tadaomi instead, Takaoka slaps her. The students protest, and Tadaomi intervenes, ordering Takaoka to leave his students alone. Takaoka proposes a challenge. If one of the students can touch him with a knife, he will admit defeat and leave. Nagisa, with a hidden talent for assassination, accepts the challenge and swiftly defeats Takaoka. Takaoka gets humiliated and leaves the school, and the students thank Nagisa for getting rid of him. On a rainy day, Koro-sensei arrives late for class with a bloated head, caused by absorbing too much water. During a science class, Okuda offers him a poison she has prepared, which Koro-sensei drinks. This caused temporary changes in his appearance, but he praises Okuda for her effort. He even offers to teach her how to make a stronger poison. After ingesting the poison, Koro-sensei transforms into a blade-like form and runs away, giving the students a chance to chase him. Later, he returns to normal and gathers the students in the schoolyard. Koro-sensei explains the need for a plan B and demonstrates his ability to handle a bomb. Koro-sensei challenges the students to excel in their studies, offering the opportunity to destroy one of his tentacles for the students with the highest scores in each subject. This motivates the students to study diligently. After the exams, Nakamura, Okuda, and Karma scored the highest in English, science, and maths, respectively, earning them the chance to destroy Koro-sensei's tentacles. On the day of the final exam, the students prepare for their mission to eliminate Koro-sensei. They set up a meticulous trap, determined to earn their reward. While watching fireworks, the students ponder the necessity of killing Koro-sensei despite their fondness for him. Koro-sensei appears and expresses his anticipation for their upcoming performance. The big day arrives, and the students get ready for the operation. They reveal their plan to cut off his tentacles and submerge him in water, exploiting his weakness, which they discovered during a rainy day. The students prepare themselves to shoot and remove the teacher's tentacles. Suddenly, a large amount of water is hurled at Koro-sensei. Two students approach and fire rubber bullets directly at the monster's face. Just as they are about to hit him, an explosion occurs, causing the octopus to vanish. After a short while, they find him again, but only his head remains. It is encased in a highly dense crystallized shield that shielded him from any harm, even special bullets. This is Koro-sensei's impenetrable defense, protecting him even to a nuclear bomb. However, this energy crystal would last no more than 24 hours, so the students come up with a plan to fill a pool with anti-teacher bullets and submerge him in it. When the crystalline shield breaks, the octopus will be eradicated upon contact with the bullets. But Koro-sensei warns that he can detonate once more and expel the bullets before they can harm him. Unexpectedly, some students begin to faint, and Kayano realizes they had a severe fever. Shortly after, Takaoka and his group arrive. They reveal that he has infected some students with a virus before leaving. He claims they will perish within 3 days unless they receive the antidote, which only he possessed. Takaoka seeks revenge because he has become a laughingstock at the Ministry of Defense due to Nagisa. Nagisa hesitates to hand over the antidote to the teacher. To make matters worse, Irina attacks Nagisa and Tadaomi tries to intervene but gets injured. The boy is determined to face Koro-sensei once again. Karma pulls Nagisa with him, and they flee to prevent their teacher from being taken away. Irina pursues them, while Takaoka and his men escape with the antidotes. As the other students rush to aid their their unwell classmates, Karma and Nagisa decide to seek refuge on a tower, hoping to evade their pursuer. Unfortunately, the boy finds them and uses his tentacles to wreck the ladder they are ascending. Nagisa passes a sphere to Karma, but the boy quickly snatches it. Karma attempts to evade the attacks, teetering perilously on the tower's edge. Etana, with his tentacles, manages to prevent Karma from falling, but the boy unleashes the sphere, targeting Karma. Despite Karma's attempts to escape, he is eventually knocked down. In a moment of surrender, the red-haired boy offers to surrender the teacher to their adversary. However, he unexpectedly hurls the sphere at his comrade, prompting Etana to release his tentacles and strike back. But at that precise moment, rainfall commences. Drenched, the boy loses his powers. Koro sensei commends the students for their foresight. They have chosen this day to eliminate their teacher because they know it will rain. This is their plan B. The octopus extends an invitation to Adina to join Class E. Suddenly, a message from Ritsu informs them of unfolding events at the school. Nagisa reappears holding a bag. As Takaoka anticipates, his scheme to eliminate the professor is underway. His plan involves encasing Koro sensei and Kayano in a cement tub filled with special bullets, ensuring the teacher can't explode to defend himself without harming a student. Takaoka instructs Nagisa to surrender the creature, but the boy pleads for the Class E students to fulfill their mission themselves, as they are trained to do. Takaoka takes advantage of Nagisa's posture and subjects him to violence. While enduring this humiliation, Nagisa receives a message from Ritsu on his phone and smiles. He hands Koro sensei to Takaoka, but when the bag is opened, the man realizes it's just a soccer ball. At that moment, the rest of the students approach and trap those men in the concrete they built themselves. Koro sensei congratulates Okuda for creating the antidote for her classmates and praises Nagisa for his resilience even when facing humiliation. Minutes later, military helicopters approach and transport all the students and teachers to their base. They plan to execute a strategy to destroy Koro sensei while he is still inside the sphere, immobilizing the alien. The Ministry of Defense prepares a shelter where the monster won't be able to escape even if he explodes, intending to fill it with anti-teacher balls. But first, they allow the octopus to speak his final words to his students. With full attention, they all stare at the screen, listening to their teacher's last speech. The creature commends the students for their performance and growth throughout this journey. He says there's no greater happiness than witnessing their growth and concludes his speech by thanking them for the opportunity to be their teacher. Quickly, the entire sphere is covered by the special bullets, and the countdown to the explosion begins. When this finally happens, the shelter remains intact, and everyone believes the alien has been destroyed. The students burst into tears, unable to accept the death of their teacher. As Nagisa is drenched in tears, yellow tentacles emerge from behind him, handing him a tissue. The boy looks back and is startled to find Koro sensei. The other soldiers flee in despair, but Tadaomi is happy to see that his co-worker is still alive. Relieved, the students return to their school routine, which includes the morning shots at the big yellow octopus head. Loved this recap? Don't miss the next one. Subscribe, like, and comment which movie we should dive into next. Your pick could be our next spotlight, and turn on the notifications so you stay alerted of our next post.